Good morning, aspirant and officers. I hope everyone is doing good and gradually you are coming back on the track because already today is the last day of Diwali and I hope ki last 3-4 days you enjoyed a lot. Now it is time to come on track. As we know, the only 2 days are remaining for your prelims. It is very important for you to come back on the track because the constructive way to study is the consistency and discipline. If you are not able to maintain the discipline, ultimately you are studying too much. That is not going to help you. Discipline not in the studies but discipline in your whole life, because ultimately discipline is the key to be a happy person in the life. That's why UPSC asked this year the essay. It is always better to see the life as a journey rather than destination, because once you become a IAS IPS officer, then you will be embark on in the new journey in the administration. Once you complete your administrative journey, then you will be embark on in the political journey. And this will be the lifelong process. So it is always easy to see life as a journey rather than the destination. Okay, so by this notes, by this good thought, I would say you guys should gradually come on the track, because ultimately that is going to help you. So yesterday there was a little bit development in the India, and there are international reports which appreciating India's efforts in the forest sector, in the particular renewable energy, and the overall the how India is managing its over dependence, excessive dependence on the edible oils. So today we are going to discuss such 3-4 important development which are beneficial for our general knowledge also and our UPSC also. Okay, so let's start with our first article. Today we are going to discuss our first article is India's rise this month. Okay, 9th position according to the FAO report. What is this report? What are the factors which are leading to this rise? Okay, we will discuss all these factors and what are the challenges still persist to make India's target of 1/3 forest cover. Okay, so do remember what are the factors. Now let's start with the first of all, what is the report? Who is publishing? The FAO is publishing the report. India is the 9th country. That means which is the first country? India is 9th country having 72 million hectares of land under forest cover. Okay, and in this list, Russia tops the list with around 800 plus million hectares land. Then Brazil comes to second. Okay, then USA is above India, then China is above India, Congo is above India. But in the South Asia, if you see, India is having the largest forest land in the South Asia. Okay, so this is India's rank is 9th. Do remember, India's rank is 9th. Are you able to see this? I am not getting the idea. Let me. India's rank is 9th with 72 million hectares of land is under forest cover. First of all, what is the forest cover? We will discuss about the report. Why in the news? I have already mentioned the now report. Which organization conducts this report? Publishes this report? FAO, Food and Agriculture Administration. Okay, Food and Agriculture Organization. Okay, then FRA to highlight the third largest country in the annual forest gain. Okay, after China and India. Do remember these facts are important. And UPSC had asked the New York Declaration 2021 one question on the global forest engagement. So what is the factors driving in the forest cover in India? What are the schemes? What are the challenges? And what are the way forwards? Okay. Before that, let me begin with the what is forest. Okay. This is India's forest cover status. Okay. What is forest cover? According to T.N. Godavarman case of 1996. Okay. According to the T.N. Godavarman case, Supreme Court has defined the forest cover in India. There are two types of cover. Okay, which is one is forest cover, another one is total tree cover. Okay, forest cover means a land which is more than 1 hectare. Okay, means 2.5 acres, more than 1 hectare, with tree canopy density more than 10% or 10%. Okay, so tree canopy density should be more than 10%. Forest cover is defined according to the Forest Survey of India is a land which having more than 1 hectare of area, and forest cover, forest tree density, canopy density is more than 10%. Okay, that is called as forest cover in India. And what is tree cover? The tree cover means the land which is for, means if you see like in the plantation, everything is also considered as that was the biggest definition. Means there was a controversy regarding the definition of the forest cover. Okay, tree cover, land within area of the 1 hectare. Do remember this. This is the official definition, and even T.N. Godavarman case 1996, Supreme Court of India expanded this definition. There are different kind of forest definitions. Okay, but we are talking about the forest cover. There are, means if you see the 1927 Forest Act, there are reserve forest, village forest, revenue forest. Okay, these are the forest area, deemed forest. But we are talking about the forest cover. Do remember, forest cover is different, tree cover is different, and the what is forest is also different. Okay, so T.N. Godavarman case explicitly define the what is forest. Okay, so do remember. Now, what is the statistics? 72 million hectares, 21% of India. Then this total includes combined tree and forest cover is this much. Around 1/4 area of India's land is under now forest cover. 1/4 area. This is a very big achievement. Okay, then the carbon stock. Carbon stock is how much? This much is carbon stock. 72 million hectares. 72 million hectares. This is very important. And this 72 million hectares of land act as a, what is the significance of carbon means forest? We will discuss with the 72 million hectares of carbon stock India is having. Then the next one, statewide, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. The urban plantation, we have the Van Dhan Yojana, One Ped Ma Ke Naam. We will discuss all this scheme, but the 12% rise in since 2019. Now, these are the greening statistics, means forest statistics of India according to recent. This data is important. Do remember, India is the 9th largest forest cover country. 1/4 of area is under forest cover. Then the Madhya Pradesh is by area wise Madhya Pradesh, by percentage wise Arunachal Pradesh. 2019 UPSC asked this question only. Arrange the state according to their forest cover, and the possibility that the UPSC is asking consecutively question on the forest definition, forest cover definition, what are the schemes related to forest, international scheme, domestic alliance, domestic policies. Okay, so it is very important for us. So what are the importance? What is the significance of forest having the high forest cover, having the high forest area, having the high forest? So we will discuss the, before that, factors leading to the forest cover. Okay, let me tell you the what are the significance of having good forest cover. Okay, the significance, if you see, economic significance, okay, then ecological significance, okay, then social significance, then strategic significance. Okay, now first we will discuss the economic significance of the forest. What is the economic significance of the forest? If you remember, yesterday I mentioned the 8 crore to 9, now 10 crore population of India is a tribal population, and the tribal population, 80% of tribal population, they reside in the forest area. So minor forests produce the natural resource. The forests are considered as the natural stocks of resources, and these resources stocks become the very important. If you see the timber, if you see the any minor forest produces, if you see the honey, okay, these are the bamboo, these are the important resources which contribute to the economic development. and India having a very big advantage in the economic domain. So economic significance is a minor forest produce, then the bamboo, then honey. Give the examples, okay? And if you remember the Santhal community of the central India, which generate the revenue resources, mineral resources, the forest cover resources, okay, mangrove resources, okay, these are also comes under the forest. Then next one, ecological significance. I mentioned about the carbon stock, carbon sequestration, okay, this carbon sequestration ultimately leading to the, okay, then air pollution reduction, okay, conservation. All these are the ecological significance of the forest. If forest is there, there will be more carbon stock. This forest will act as a carbon sink, which will automatically will reduce the your carbon emission. Then will act as a conservation biodiversity hub. Their minor epiphytes, then the paraphytes, then the parasites, the soil means soil generation of the new soil, then the carbon stock, the, okay, even the air pollution reduction. If you see, if there is more trees, there will be more rainfall, more prosperity. Similarly, if there is a more trees, then they will automatically they will absorb the more greenhouse gas emissions, and it will reduce the air pollution. Okay, even the water pollution, reducing the floods. All these are the importance of the ecological importance of the forest. The socio-economic importance. Now, social importance. As I mentioned here, the 8%, 8 crore population of India is ST, and the PVTG providing the home to the around 8% of the population of India. STs, not the population, livelihoods, and from generation by generation, they are staying in the forest areas, and forest is providing them the home, house, sacred groves. We have the concept of the sacred grove. That sacred groves are nothing but the ritualists and the imbibe the forest in the lives of the people. Okay, then strategic importance. If you think about the strategic importance, just think about Himalaya, act as a shield. Himalayan forest, northeastern forest, Arunachal Pradesh, act as a shield against the any invasion, okay, against the any terrorist attack. This forest becomes very strategically important, play the role to control the flood, play the role to control the infiltration, play the role to the national security. This is the strategic importance of the forest cover. Okay, forest and forest cover. I have distinguished between the forest and forest cover. Forest is different, forest cover is different, but broadly in general we can use this. But when UPSC will ask in the prelims, do remember forest according to the law is different and forest cover is different. Yes. Okay. So next one is, now what are the factors which are driving the this high India's ranking in the forest cover? These factors are particularly the national policies, national forest policy, which emphasizes the people's participation. National forest policy of draft 2018. This is not draft right now. This is in the implementing the scheme, Green India scheme, One Dhan scheme, One Paid Ma Ke Naam scheme, and the other things. If you see the legislative One Dhan Adhiniyam 2022, then Biological Diversity Act, then the WPA Act, Indian Forest Act, the Green India Scheme, National Forest, Sustainable Agricultural Forestry, Agroforestry. Okay, these are the best examples of the schemes and policies which are promoting the forest. Okay, which are promoting the growth in the forest cover in India. Okay, so even the green forest, you can mention the National Afforestation Scheme, the Forest Conservation Act. Now it has the Forest Conservation Adhiniyam. Okay, compulsory of forest institutions. There are institutions, Ministry of Environment and Agriculture, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change has dedicated department forest division, which gives the more focus on the forest, afforestation, reforestation. Okay. After long gap, Diwali gap, I'm getting this tea. Okay. Thanks. Now the institutions, as I mentioned, even the CAMPA, compensatory afforestation schemes, which schemes means act which provide the financial support to the forest. Okay. Then the next one is, if you survey Forest Survey of India, which periodically monitors the assessment of the forest. Then the Indian Council of Forest Research and Education. Okay. The global level engagement, India's global RED plus plus. India's then the second one is a Bone Challenge. India is a member of Bone Challenge. India is a Glasgow Summit. India's Panchprani, in that India has committed for the creation of the carbon sink through the afforestation. Okay. Financial support under the Campa, this much is given to the finance. Then community participation, joint forest, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam scheme. Okay. Then GIS, remote drone based assessment. All these are use of technological inputs, climate commitments. All these are the factors which are driving the India's forest cover growth. Okay. This shows that if we act collectively, if we act together, automatically we will produce the result. Even in UPSC also same formula we can, if we study together, if we act in the positively contribute in our friend circle's life or ours life, that will be going to help us to clear the exam. Okay, so do remember the forest cover, India's NDC commitment, and then India's Panchapran Amrit in 2021. India has taken this Panchapran. Okay, Glasgow. Remember, this year UPSC asked the question in GS3 about this Panchapran and how much we have achieved. So this is very important. Then the next one is, despite this much, what are the issues in the Indian forest cover? Recently, government there was issue regarding the Greater Nicobar Developmental Project, multi-purpose project. That project is means there was a report that it will destroy the lakhs of trees. So there is issue, then issue of the persistent encouragement, the strategic importance, and the amendment to the law, easy clearance given by the forest department. Then the in the border areas, strategic areas, there is conflict between the national security and ecological security. All these are the challenges persist which are threatening the forest cover of India. And if you see, as I mentioned, that official definition of the forest, which include the plantation also. And plantation is not a natural forest, and there is a persistent decline in the natural forest. Okay, rather than the artificial forest. This is the shown by the 2023 State of Forest report. Okay, so these are the issues like deforestation infrastructure. Because of the infrastructure development, we can talk about the Uttarakhand development. Okay, UK, Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, best example Hasdev Aran of Chhattisgarh. Then the forest fragmentation, reducing the wildlife corridor. Then the encouragement and shifting cultivation in the Northeast Asia, Northeast India. Okay, then the forest fire, 4%, the invasive species, Lantana camera. This is also Senna septalis in the Western Ghats. Okay, these are the threats which are persistent to threaten the existence of the forest system in forest ecosystem in India. Okay, so do remember this: institutional challenges, strategic fragmentation, encouragement, forest fire, invasive species. The next one challenges are the overexploitation of the forest produce, tribal livelihoods, and inadequate implementation of the Kempa funds, climate change impacts. This is very important. Inadequate implementation of Kempa funds at the local level. Kempa funds are given for the afforestation and reforestation purpose. Afforestation and reforestation different to remember. Okay. This afforestation means building a new forest. Reforestation means that you destroyed the forest and then you are cutting the forest and you are just doing the reforestation at that same land. Afforestation can be new land or the different land, but the new ecosystem. This climate change is reducing the forest gradually. The developmental, urbanization, anthropogenic factors, then the geographical factors. Okay, if you go to the Sikkim, if you go to the Arunachal Pradesh, if you go to the recently the floods in the Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, the reason is this: why these are more flood? Because of the destruction of the forest areas. And why destruction? Overdevelopment, exploitation of the natural resources. These are the factors which, these are the challenges which are the threatening the existence of the forest. And do remember, we have to more focus on the generation and protection of the natural forest rather than the creating the artificial forest. And according to the Indian Forest State of Forest report, there is persistent decline in the natural forest rather than the artificial forest. Okay, so what are the recommendations given to promote the national forest policy draft? Then Subramaniam Committee 2000, simplify the clearance process, ecological safeguard, promote the degraded afforestation. Afforestation, promotion of the afforestation is a good thing. Then the Gargili panel mention the declaration of eco-sensitive zone of the Western Ghat areas. Then the sustainability, okay, inclusion of the public at a local level. This will help to sustain the forest, to sustain the forest efforts, okay, to conserve the forest. We have the tradition of the treating the natural resources as a god. God says sacred grows. What are the sacred grows? Sacred grows are the same idea. Same idea. What is that idea? Idea treating the forest as a god. So this can be implemented. This the Forest Rights Review Committee also suggests the certain things, and the forest expert group agroforestry, we can expand the agroforestry. Okay, agroforestry is nothing but the agriculture plus forest cover. Okay, do remember the Niti Aayog green the integrate the forest with carbon market. We have the carbon market 2023 2025. UPSC asked the question on the carbon market. Okay, develop the state level restoration missions. Okay, all these are the factors which are contributing to the overall the can contribute to conserve the forest cover in India. Then the 16th finance committee introduced the ecological performance grant. This is very very important. Okay, 16th finance commission 2025 grants to conserve the forest. This is the giving the financial support and giving the recognition to the state which are promoting the overall forest cover. Then the collaboration, real-time satellite monitoring, fire station alarming, then forest fire alert system. Okay, all these are the factors which are contributing, which are promoting the conservation of the forest in India. Okay, so do remember, India is rank 9 in South Asia. India is a top country which having the forest cover. Okay, then by area, then particularly the India's biodiversity conservation, forest significance, what are the factors driving the forest the forest conservation efforts, then what are the challenges, what are the way forward. These are the overall your forest, and why this forest cover was in the news because of the FAO report. This is your overall comprehensive article. Do remember the definition, do remember the acts, because there are 6 to 7 ecology related acts which UPSC persistently asking in the prelims. Okay, so by this note I will move forward to our next article, international cooperation, capacity building, restoration, SDG. This is a very very important SDG, protection of the forest. And Vikasit goal of the Vikasit Bharat will not be achieved or will not be inclusive if we destroy the forest. Okay, do remember this thing. Then conclusion, the ninth position shows the overall the balance between the ecological security and economic security. Okay, we are moving towards the next our article. Next topic is also that much important, which topics is a solar energy, means renewable energy. And why this is in the news? Because India's rising renewable energy capacity surges over the fivefold. This is 2014 to 2025. Here it was around 35 gigawatt. Now it is around 260 gigawatt. This exclude 197 gigawatt. Okay, this is 35 gigawatt. This fivefold increase shows the government efforts. What are the factors which are driving these efforts? What are the renewable energy basket of India, and overall the challenges regarding to renewable energy? Why we are still more than 50% is now it's 50-50. Recently only in the last month, there is a report that India has achieved the 50-50. Overall India's demand is around 475 gigawatt. Okay, this is the energy demand. In this 260 gigawatt is produced by the renewable energy sources, non-fossil fuel sources. And what are the renewable energy sources? Okay, hydro. Okay, hydro, large and small, nuclear. Okay, then wind, then bio, and most important, solar. In bio also nuclear is done, renewable is done. Okay, these are the renewable energy basket of India. We will discuss the India's renewable energy capacity as such over the five-fold from this 35 gigawatt to the 90. This exclude, see, 197 gigawatt exclude the large hydro. If we include the large hydro, this number is this much. Do remember this. That means it is more than 55% energy requirement is now produced through the non-fossil fuel sources. Okay, India have already achieved the Ministry of Environment, and also India is now transitioning to the expansion of the system. Okay, then India's renewable energy journey. Key statistics. India's total capacity is this much according to Manare. Okay. Then the India's total hydro plus, this is a 260 plus estimate. Then the overall the since 2000 growth is five-fold. Okay. Sources are also mentioned. These are the official sources. You should refer this official sources. Ultimately, whatever you are taking from the any newspaper or something, that is not the official source. Okay. Official source consider the government, Niti Aayog document, All India Radio document, or any official book published by India Yearbook. Okay, so these are the factors which will help. These are the sources which will help to own, prove your own the any source means enrich your answer. Okay, so these are the very important sources. That's why I have mentioned these sources. Okay, then the gigawatt from the annual addition capacity, ongoing repair target. Okay, in this also they have missed the 1 gigawatt solar energy. Okay, 51 gigawatt renewable wind energy. Okay, 12 gigawatt bioenergy, which includes green hydrogen also, and 8 gigawatt nuclear energy. This is the means the renewable energy basket of 110 solar, 51 wind energy, 12 gigawatt biological bioenergy, syngas or the green hydrogen. All this comes under the bioenergy. Then the last one is renewable, is nuclear energy. Government of India has launched the nuclear energy mission in 2025-26 budget to promote the renewable nuclear energy. Okay, the nuclear energy is more sustainable, eco-friendly. These are the basket. Okay, so do remember this thing. Now, factors driving the renewable energy growth: Electricity Act, then the particular the National Solar Mission, then Indian Institute of the Wind Energy providing the FDI, then the PM Sahaj Bijli Ghar Yojana, Saubhagya, PM Kusum. All these are factors which are schemes. Then the Electricity Amendment Act providing the subsidies, establishing the Manare Ministry itself we have established for the renewable energy. All these factors are driving the renewable energy progress. Solar energy, we have National Solar Mission. Wind energy, we have the Wind Energy Institute of India. Then the thermal energy, we have the recognized this ocean energy as a infrastructure. So we will get the FDI. Then there is a greenfield 100% FDI allowed in the renewable energy sector. Do remember this. Then the nuclear energy, we have the National Nuclear Energy Mission, which is contributing to the nuclear energy production. We have the small modular reactors which are easy to set up to produce the energy. Okay, we have the syngas, we have for syngas, and this we have the PM Sahaj Bijli Ghar Yojana, we have the National Green Hydrogen Mission, National Green Ammonia Mission to produce the bioenergy. Do remember their achievements and what are the factors, what are the exact key statistics. So we will discuss this provide the roadmap for the clean development, then the legal reform, the Electricity Act, the institutional report, the Manare, the NTPC, green energy, IREDI. Okay, then the global cooperation. Most important, India have the green energy hydrogen mission, global biofuel alliance. Okay, International Solar Alliance. These are the these are the international initiatives taken by the government of India to promote the renewable energy. And India is a too much advocate for the generation of the renewable energy sources, because despite having the developing country, India is one of the country. India is only G20 country which is able to achieve the target sustainable development goal given under the Paris commitments. Okay, Paris Agreement. UPSC asked this question in 2025 prelims. So do remember. Okay, done. Then the regulatory mechanism. What are the regulatory mechanisms? Dynamics corridor, accessing solar, wind, then the financial support, production linked PLI scheme, then the arriving the 100% FDI. Okay, these are the factors which are contributing the India's renewable, okay, renewable energy generation. Do remember, then the infrastructure development, green energy corridor, PM Kusum, PM Surya Ghar Mufat Bijli Ghar Yojana, then technical market, the hybrid tenders, RTC, project based integration, carbon trading. All these are the factors, technical schemes, policy, institutional, constitutional, and regulatory mechanisms are in place to promote the renewable energy basket of India. Okay. Now next is current issues with the renewable energy. The best example for these two current issues with the renewable energy are the grid integration, intermittency cost, the DISCOM's financial conditions, the multi-regulatory, multi-pronged approach, the land acquisition, and the overall the production of green hydrogen, production of the renewable energy, bioethanol, how that is impacting the food security. Okay, if you think about the grid integration, we are lacking the state-of-art technology. That state-of-art technology will help to reduce the green integration, but we are lacking. This is one of the challenge. The second challenge regarding to the solar energy, we are import dependence. Our 70% PV cell material are imported from the China. This is a then wind energy, despite having the lot of potential, due to the environmental concerns, the wind plant is not set up. Particular example, Great Indian GIB, Great Indian Bustard in the Rajasthan region. Okay, this green energy towers are not allowed, wind energy towers. Then the nuclear energy, we are lacking the basic, we are just very nonsense stage to produce the nuclear energy. Even the ethanol generation is conflicting with the food security. This is the E20, E10 are the engines. Okay, but what are they helping? No, they are means particularly the biofuel. I'm talking about the biofuel, but the overall the means bioenergy. These are the consuming the India's overall resources, and that is a challenge for the India's renewable energy basket. The intermittency cost in the financial discom, still discoms are the most debted land acquisition. Still, according to the most media, 24 to 36 month required for the land acquisition, which is impacting the agriculture production, the supply chain volatility. We are exporting energy in the border areas to the Bhutan and the Bangladesh, to the Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, but we have supply chain issues. The means latency time and the gap between the means from the producer side to the reaching side is a different. Okay, so very huge gap is that this gap need to be fulfilled, and this is one of the challenge. Then who is investing? Government investing more than the private player. This is also investment always not should come from the majority section, or majority part is coming from the government section, and that is hampering the overall the participation, overall the generation of the renewable energy in the long term. Okay, and slow implementation of storage facility. The high energy, this is a 2024 prelims question. Do remember, UPSC asked the storage facility. Then the regulatory uncertainties, ALM, GST, duty structure, investment concentration. So all these are the factors, means investment concentration. If you talk about the supply chain volatility, I have mentioned the slow implementation of the storage. The pace we are going in the renewable energy, that is remarkable, but in certain areas uneven. Even the solar energy distribution regionally uneven. We have the huge potential of the renewable energy, wind energy generation, the offshore wind energy generation in the Bombay High, the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, but we are not able to explore this because of the lack of availability, lack of the delayed implementation. Okay, bureaucratic hurdles are there, institutional hurdles are there, the fund we are providing, that fund is not sufficient. Okay, so these are the factors which are contributing for the overall the means challenging the overall renewable energy sustainability. And even the green hydrogen mission, which we are very enthusiastic, the stability of the hydrogen, production of the hydrogen, green hydrogen, renewable, it itself is taking green hydrogen mission itself is taking the energy. Okay, that is ultimately one challenge. Okay, so these are the overall challenges. So all this thing is blood means black and white now. No, there are way forwards which makes India's renewable energy more prominent. What are these forward way forward? So let's way forward. Strengthening the grid infrastructure. If we implement the green energy corridors, if we implement the state of the art technology, we promote the too much research in the grid integration, we will definitely able to produce the transformation in grid integration. We will produce the more energy, and whatever the energy we are producing, we will consume it efficiently and effectively. Okay, so this is the grid energy transition. Then the next one is your scale up storage solution, because we should develop the storage capacity, because country like India need a huge storage capacity to promote the overall generation of the renewable energy. And once we generate, need to be storage of renewable energy. For example, the wind energy generation, for example, the solar energy generation. All these are the important factors, and these important factors, important energy generation over exceed certain period season of the certain period, we can generate more solar energy, we can generate more wind energy. We need more storage, so we should able to store that capacity or store that energy. Okay, so do remember this. Then the next one is promote the hybrid RTC, expand the distributed ruler. Then the combined solar energy, NTPC, wind energy storage, the 24-year supply, Karnataka renewable energy. Provide the state with financial support. If we provide the financial support to the state, this will automatically will help to reduce the overall burden of the state, and overall burden of the state will willingly going to show the cooperative federalism spirit. Cooperative federalism spirit will work here to provide the even generation of the renewable energy. Okay, so do remember this is the even. Then the deepening of the green hydrogen ecosystem. Implement the national green hydrogen mission with industrial tie-ups. This will help to build up a coherent ecosystem. Okay, then the reduce the dependency on China PV cells. We have the vanadium found in the Arunachal Pradesh, which we can explore. Okay, and we can diversify our dependency. We can import from the Australia. We can generate the critical minerals which are required for the sustainable energy. Then the renewable nuclear energy mission. We should start working on the such missions at the ground level, so it will help to reduce the overall implement overall generation of the renewable energy. Okay, what are then the enable the market based instrument like operationalize the VVPA, carbon stock market, then the procurement by the renewable energy, green credit trading. This carbon credit had asked in the 2023 prelims, so do remember its impact. Okay, support domestic manufacturing. Even the Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Ghar Bijli Yojana make citizen or for farmer, citizen, individual household can be targeted to achieve the generation of the solar energy. This will help to reduce the overall consumption of the energy, and the producing their own energy. Household will able to produce their own energy. Okay, then the diversity of renewable energy geography. Then encourage the northeastern area, the Iceland area, so where we can generate the more energy. Okay, so this is the overall way forwards how we can manage the renewable energy and how we can address the renewable energy challenges. Okay, so do remember this renewable energy challenges. Do remember what are the factors. Renewable energy is very very important topics. If you see, there were two questions in 2025 mains. One is in the GS1 and one is in the GS3. Okay, so do remember about the particular renewable energy basket of India. What are the factors of India which are leading to the renewable energy generation? Okay, then the next one is our next article is talks about the. Okay, let me. There was one question in 2021. There was one question in 2019. Okay, and there was one question in 2000 commodity. Basically, there was the palm oil direct question, palm oil generation origin. Then in 2019 the edible oil basket. Then 2024 groundnut. Groundnut is also from the, means it comes under the edible oil basket. So we will start India's path to edible oil self-reliance regulation. And why this is in the news? Because yesterday Ministry of Consumer Affairs made it mandatory to all suppliers, all those who are involved in the supply chain of edible oils, to register and produce the monthly data, because edible oils comes under essential commodities. We have the Essential Commodity Act 1955, which mentioned that there should be the regulation of this commodity, essential commodities. Similarly, we have the Essential Services Act, which basically improves the supply of the commodity and services. Okay, so these are the yesterday's the regulation. Why in the news? Department of Food and Public Distribution has amended the vegetable oil product protection availability regulation order in the 2000, introducing the mandatory this mandatory registration is made registration is made mandatory to all the reporting, all the stakeholders in the edible oil supply chain, to enhance the transparency and real-time monitoring. Why this is the need? We will discuss why this is the mandatory, and India is more focusing on such essential commodities. What are the factors? Because India's edible oil import dependence is 16 million tons in 2000, has promoted the national level interventions for food security, economic stability, and the agriculture diversification. Food security, here also they have mentioned it. What are the impacts? Okay, Ministry of Consumer Affairs yesterday has amended overview of the India's edible oil sector. Let's see the per capita from the 10 kg annually to the 19 kg annually. This is a increase the consumption, so it becomes automatically, so domestic production only 40 to 45% of demand of domestic consumption is fulfilled from the domestic sources. Then the import, this much. India is second largest importer of the edible oil. Do remember, okay? Major import sources: Indonesia, Malaysia, palm oil, Argentina, Brazil, soybean oil, Ukraine, sunflower oil. Okay, the projected is 70 million tons. Business as usual scenario. Okay, so this is the overall things. Now, significance of edible oil sector for India. As I mentioned, the economic stability, as I mentioned, the nutritional security, as I mentioned, the agroeconomic linkages. So significance of India's edible oil sector. So first significance, nutritional security. Nutritional security, how it is will help you? It will vital part of this food intake. And we more focus on this is the Diwali festival, and we know the how much edible oil we are using. This is the best example how we are consuming the edible oil. In the India has become the obesity capital of the world, and this is because of the having the too much edible oil. Our consumption of the edible oil per capita has increased from 10 kg per annum to the 20 kg per annum. This is just growth in the 20 years, means last 30 years double we have increased our consumption. This automatically will make it a nutritional sufficient. But do remember, edible oil have some nutritional value, and that nutritional value is needed for the overall maintaining the protein synthesis and lipid. Okay, employment generation. Those who are involved, this is the 10 million people are involved. They are either farmers, processors, and the retailers. All these are the contributors, and 10 million employment is a very big employment number to be provided the employment. We are struggling to get the one small employment. Now the 10 million population are employed in this edible oil sector. So this becomes very, very significant factor to regulate and to manage the India's edible oil sector. Okay, the next one is agro-industrial linkages. If we more focus on the food processing, we more focus on the how exactly we are producing, what exactly we are producing, and the supply of that particular good. If our supply chain is strong, if our production is very strong, and the production is supply chain, and supply chain is the consumer, this is a linkage. If this linkage is strong, this will help to reduce the importance, reduce the import. But in the edible oil case, this is become very more significant, because we are the second largest importer of the edible oil. So supply chain and the producing the income to the farmers. Okay, we have the, like, if you see the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, they are the top producers of the edible oil in India. Edible oil, and edible oil is consists of the many factors: soybean oil, then your groundnut oil, then the mustard oil. Okay, so these are the very good, and this will provide the employment generation. Okay, so for the employment generation and linkages, this edible oil sector is important. The economic impact, edible oil represent India is second. This is the second largest. Okay, import on the gold like commodity of sea. Edible oil represent India's third largest import commodity. Okay, this is correct. I thought the India's number. This third largest import commodity. Can you imagine how this is important? Third largest import commodity after crude oil and gold. Can you imagine this much importance we have the edible oil, crude oil, gold, and the third one is your edible oils. These edible oils are become very important. So do remember this is an economic significance when fuel and food prices. In this food, what we include? Not only grains but edible oil also. And if you see the headline inflation, if you see the overall headline inflation, UPSC asked this question in 2024 mains ki, what is headline inflation, how we can manage, and RBI have the primary responsibility. And this edible oils sector is important to maintain the price stability, retail price stability, to consumer stability, and the price fluctuation is very important for in Indian perspective. How exactly this is doing? The significance of the edible oil is economic significance, farmer significance, ecological significance. Sorry, then the food price stability, then agriculture, farmer. Okay, so these are the significance of the rural development. Most of the edible oils are processed traditionally in the rural areas. So if we provide the market, so edible oil sector will be contributing positively to the rural development. The strategic importance, ensuring the resilience against the, and if you see Indonesia tomorrow stop the exporting the edible oil, or due to certain extent there is sanctions on the Indonesia's export of edible oil. Same thing happened with our Iran and India, the Chabahar port sanctions. So this becomes very important strategic significance of the edible oils. Okay, do remember these are the significance of the edible oils. So what exactly the why India is more import dependent? We will discuss the what are factors which are making India to import, made India second largest importer of edible oil. First one is a low yield oil seeds. Average yield is 1.2, below averages. This is why, because most is the rain fed. That's why the average yield is very less. Okay, average yield is very less compared to the global average. Okay, groundnut. And why this average is? Because we are producing the oil seeds on the rain-fed agriculture, not the irrigated agriculture. The second one, limited area under the only 14%. Which crop has the largest area? Wheat, rice, system, and only 14% of the gross crop area is under oilseed compared to the 35% of the cereals. Okay, this is becomes a important factor making India more dependent on the imports of edible oils. Okay, so do remember the first is low yield, second was the import dependency, because of the we are producing more. And why this is happening? Because the MSP support, because of the subsidies to the particular commercialized crops. Okay, then the next one, high population and growth. High population rising the consumption. This is also one of the we are the top most populous country in the world. This 1.4 billion, each individual is consuming the 20 liters of the 20 kg of the oil every year. That means how much it will take. So high population and demanding the more consumption from the consumers. Okay, so these are the then dependence on the import of palm oil. Our 60% import is edible oil is mostly palm oil from the Indonesia. Okay, big processing and the seed infrastructure scheme. Only 30% of the capacity of India is seed replaced by the seed. Seed replacement ratio is this. This is very important. Why this is important? If you see most of the India's import, most of the India's edible oils produced on the rainfed, their already yield is very less, and that yield, if we give to the like commercialize it, there will be the less impact. So processing is also missing, because subsistence farmers in India, 86% farmers are the small and marginal farmers, and they are growing mustard, they are growing so peanuts, soybean for their own consumption. Okay, and this automatically reduces the supply, and if supply is reduces, it will directly impact the overall the demand, and if supply is reduced, then demand will be very high, prices will be very high. It will, it's like cascading effect, cycling the thing. So this is the one of the factor making India to import a extra miles, extra tons of the edible oils. Okay, so what are the policies taken by the government of India to promote the strategic self-reliance? This is the released by Niti Aayog report. Okay, amended this is made mandating the, this is yesterday's news only, so it is important for the prelims also. Okay, registration, monthly stockpiling, and the real time national mission on the edible oil, palm oil. This is 2019. We have the launch in 2021 with the outlay of this month. So providing the pharmacy support, giving the MSP, the launching the missions, even the recognition, then the having the good relationship with the palm oil producing countries is very very important to make India a self-reliance in the overall oil production. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. The next one, Atmanirbharta Bharat strategy of Niti Aayog 2024 report. This is the Niti Aayog has strategically increasing the area, bringing the irrigation support to the peanuts and soybean. Okay, so these are the factors which are leading to the overall development. Then the hundred, the approach of the state, the classify the state into H1, H1, H1. This is a four state approach. How we can classify the state to promote the overall, to promote the overall production of the edible oils. Okay, and see, if we implemented the regional based approach, I mean to say that if Gujarat is more prominent to produce the peanuts, then provide them the logistics support, provide them the processing support. So they will produce more peanuts. If the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and the Andhra Pradesh is more producing the palm oil, then provide them the palm oil support. Okay, these palm oils, because that is proximity to the equator, so they will produce more palm oil, providing the farmers, individual farmers, subsistence level, institutional support, private investment will enhance the overall production of the edible oils. Okay, so do remember the fellow rice utilization. Okay, the vertical yield expansion, the public-private partnership, and R&D. R&D is also important to produce the very efficient, high-yielding varieties. Then the yield expansion, vertical sunflower, and everything. Then what are the, these are the policies, what are the way forward we can do extra additional mile? So these are the seed quality enhancement, then the processing modernization, palm oil expansion strategy, rice bran and cotton seed oil utilization. We can achieve the seed quality enhancement, achieve the seed quality enhancement by this mustard, sunflower seed is also important. We have the Plant Varieties Protection Act 2001, which protect the seeds and seeds varieties. Okay, the processing modernization, if you provide the processing modernization, if you provide the well infrastructure to the farmer, well infrastructure to the middle, those who are engaged in the oil supply, edible oil sector, there will be the very tremendous change in the mindset, tremendous change on the ground to reduce the import of the edible oil and diversify the basket. Instead of the 60-70% palm oil, we can more focus on the processed soybean oil, we can more focus on the processed peanuts oil. Maintaining the prices will be the helpful to reduce the overall volatility of the oil, edible oil market. Okay, so these are the way forward through which we can manage the overall our oil sector, edible oil sector. But do remember, there was one question on the awareness consumption shift is also important, the PPP model and data driven governance, leverage the edible oil portal to compliance and the review the planning. Okay, then there was the trade dynamics and the overall balancing importance, duty, managing the duty. So these are the way forward through which we can mention the conclusion that the regulatory reforms under the VO VOPPA Act. This is the policy, and edible oils also comes under the Essential Commodities Act. So it is very very important, and it is very paramount to regulate the essential oil related issues and relationship, while because the dependency is not dependency in any field for the individual also and for the nation also, it is going to be hamper its prospect and its economic growth. Okay, so overall, by this notes, I will end my this discussion of these three articles today. We have discussed the okay, we have discussed the first one is second one and third one. First we have discussed the our first article was related with the second was solar energy. Okay, then the FAO's report, then the third one is edible oil. All these topics are very important. UPSC asked 2021 palm oil question, 2019 edible oil question, then the particularly this one solar energy 2025 only UPSC asked in the prelims also and mains also. So renewable energy basket, UPSC has asked the question on the renewable energy basket. UPSC has asked the question on the green hydrogen mission, E20 ethanol, then E10 ethanol. Okay, and the PM Kusum UPSC has asked, Sobhagya UPSC had asked the question, what is the grid integration? UPSC has asked, and forest is a paramount important. The forest UPSC has the definition of the forest, forest related laws. What are the types of forest in India? What is the forest cover? What is the forest cover survey? Which state are having the high number of the forest cover by the percentage, by the area? Okay, so do remember all these three topics: renewable energy, forest, and the edible oil sector is very important for your prelims perspective and mains perspective. Okay, and if you want a concrete PDF of this, I will provide the PDF link given in the below. But apart from this, if any one of you want to join the have the dedicated mentor, have the personalized mentorship, have the procedure to follow, have the daily plan to have the daily plan to follow that plan, we are launching the, and we had launched the earlier two batches of the Sankalp Sarthi. There is tremendous positive response to the Sankalp Sarthi mentorship group, Sankalp Sarthi mentorship programming. And in that, if anyone want to join, 28th of October we are once again launching the new batch with Sankalp Sarthi dedicated mentorship program. This programming includes the three verticals: prelims, mains, and a post prelims. There is a different dimension. We are following the three level approach. The first is topic wise approach, the sectoral wise approach, overall subject wise approach. Okay, this will help you to grab the idea for the prelims perspective and mains perspective also. So if anyone of you want to join this programming, they can contact us on the number given below in the link. Okay, and don't waste time, don't waste it, means we have the sustainable habit practices, as we know the how the deforestation, how the renewable energy contributing, how the overall the deforestation is impacting the overall carbon stock of India. And if you want to be a responsible citizen, take a responsibility. Once you take the responsibility, ultimately you will become a very good citizen of India. First, you are the part of this planet, so to contribute the part of this planet, you should have some positive mindset, positive attitude, and it is we who will implement the things. It is we who will lead from the front. It is just matter that one step need to walk. And these three topics telling the same story of what exactly and how we can walk together. Okay, and still once again I will mention the 214 days are remaining. Back, just return on the track as soon as possible and start your preparation. If anyone of you want to join our Sankalp Sarthi mentorship group, Sankalp Sarthi mentorship, they are means they can take a trial also, they can talk to the mentor, they can contact to the administration, because this programming has helped many students to clear the prelims with earlier with a different name and now with a different name. So if you want anyone of 1 to 3 digit score 1110 target, then definitely I would say you should join the Sankalp Sarthi mentorship, because in this we are focusing on this much in the prelims mission 1110. The exactly dedicated group is there. There are subject wise division, there are topic wise division of the prelims and mains question based on the PYQ. Okay, so these are the factors, these are the key features of the Sankalp Sarthi mentorship programming. Okay, by these notes, I will end my today's discussion. Once again, I will come with new topics tomorrow at the same time. Jai Hind.